Hey everyone, it's Alexander, the real Mr. Robinson. Welcome to YouTube or welcome to Twitch, depending on which platform you're watching this on. So, after a very last minute cancellation last week, we're finally delving into the original trilogy. I do apologize for canceling this watch party last week, but something came up and I just had to, I don't know, that was a bigger priority than this. But I'm back. I feel better than ever. We're doing the original trilogy at long last. I don't see anyone in the chat, or at least on Streamlabs end. It says there are only 5 viewers. If you're in the chat right now, whether it's YouTube or Twitch, make yourself known. Say hi in the chat, and I'll see who's actually joining in. Again, because this was kind of last minute, and I only announced the stream 2 hours before starting. I don't know if I'm expecting a whole lot of people, but I will tell you this right now. Tomorrow will be The Empire Strikes Back, and I'm setting that in stone. We'll be doing Empire Strikes Back tomorrow. The Shmoo1234 on Twitch says hello, welcome. Spiders Prime on YouTube says I hear. Welcome, those of you who are in the chat. Knights of Old, may the force be with you. You too, Knights of Old on YouTube. Before we get started, I want to go over some housekeeping. If you subscribe to me on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/TheRealMrRobinson. Just Real Mr. Robinson, no the. As of right now, the weekend streams will be kind of absent or just kind of all over the place. This Saturday, I do have a very late work schedule or work shift at my job, and I don't start till 1:30, so I'm going to try to do a morning stream no, that's way too early, at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time of Batman Arkham City, before I have to get ready and head off to work. So that'll be this Saturday, Batman Arkham City at 9 a.m. this time, so if you're on the East Coast, that's noon, so it'll be easier for you to join in, probably, unless you're doing something else, but whatever the case, I'm going to try doing that. But tomorrow, 6 p.m. on YouTube and Twitch will be The Empire Strikes Back. And if you follow me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is youtube.com/TheRealMrRobinson. That's my main hub of entertainment. Over the past couple days, I uploaded some videos from 5 years ago of the 2 Wizarding World of Harry Potter shows at Universal Studios Hollywood, the Tri-Wizard Spirit Rally, and the Frog Choir. And then earlier today, I posted up my review for Spiral, which is the 9th Saw movie. You could go check out my opinions on the movie on that review. Again, youtube.com/TheRealMrRobinson. And if you like what I'm doing on either platform and you want to help support financially, you can go to patreon.com/TheRealMrRobinson. The link should be in the bio on YouTube. And for only $1 a month, you get to help support the channel. But if you want some extra bonus content that no one else gets to see, you could pledge $3 or more. But if you can't, that's totally fine. Subscribe to me on YouTube and following me on Twitch is definitely all the support I will accept. Not as in, like, I won't accept anything else, but I will take that type of support. Knights of Old says, which OG movie is your favorite? That would be The Empire Strikes Back. That is not only my favorite Star Wars movie, but is my 4th favorite movie of all time. Hello, Razorbike in the chat on YouTube. Welcome. Oh, we got 11 people coming in. Yeah. And when's the last time I saw New Hope? Asks Knights of Old. Actually, 2 years ago, when I was prepping for The Rise of Skywalker, which I am not looking forward to revisiting that movie, but we've got, at least in my opinion, 5 really good movies to get through before we get to that dumpster fire. But Razorbike says, now we arrive to one of my favorite movies of all time and one of the most important films ever. With that being said, let's actually just dive right into it. I am watching the 2004 DVD version because I only have the unaltered version on the on DVD, and it's in really crappy quality. And also the 2004 DVD version has the amount of special edition changes that I can stomach, or at least the most tolerable ones. in terms of like the Battle of Yavin. No rocks in front of R2-D2. No over-the-top cartoonish Krayt Dragon scream for Obi-Wan. There's still some bad stuff like the Jabba the Hutt scene, but again, the 2004 DVD version is the one I can stomach. If you're watching the 2011 Blu-ray, that should work because there's not really anything added to that. There's, I mean, at least in terms of stuff that expands the running time, you still have to sit through a bunch of horrible changes like for that. But that's about it. Razorbike says, believe it or not, my sister's boyfriend has never seen this or any of the any Star Wars movies beforehand. Have you tried doing the How I Met Your Mother scenario where you tell your sister, look, if you show your boyfriend Star Wars and he doesn't like it, you can't be together. And then she's like, no, it's going to be fine. Trust me. Then 2 hours later, you watch this movie and she goes, okay, if my boyfriend doesn't like this movie, I can't stay with him. No, you can't. Do you want to watch it again? Yes, I do. James Bond 007 on YouTube asks, by the way, what's McClunky? Dog shit. That's what it is. That's the best I can say what it is. It's just a horrible change that snuck up on us 2 years ago on Disney Plus, and that was ultimately the change that killed any hope that Disney would ever release the unaltered versions. Because, like, okay, Lucas is out of the picture, then maybe we can actually get a proper release of the unaltered versions. And then on Disney Plus, A New Hope has that McClunky scene. I'm like, wait, another change? This was done by George Lucas prior to the Disney acquisition? Why? Whatever. Razorbike says I'm using the 2011 Blu-ray. That should be fine. And with that being said, I'm going to start things up. And here, I'm pushing the play button right now. Knights of Old says, will I know where you are in the movie if I'm only listening? James Bond 07 says, oh no, I'm watching the Disney Plus. You know, they only add the only thing was McClunky that was added onto that movie, and it should be fine. By the way, Knights of Old, there is a timer, so I guess you could just periodically just check into that timer. There we go. Episode 4, A New Hope. I can't really do the Clone Wars narration for the title crawl. I guess I'll just do my regular voice. It is a period of civil war. Rebel spaceships striking from a hidden base have won their first victory against the evil Galactic Empire. That's another awesome movie that I might do as a special watch party for Twitch exclusive, but we'll get to that when I reach a patron goal. During the battle, rebel spies managed to steal secret plans to the Empire's ultimate weapon, the Death Star, an armored space station with enough power to destroy an entire planet. Pursued by the Empire's sinister agents, Princess Leia races home aboard her starship, custodian of the stolen plans that can save her people and restore freedom to the galaxy. Yeah, I'm sure her people on Alderaan will be just fine. I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen to them at all. The Shmoo1234 says, I love the prequels for the fact the lightsaber fights. Yeah, they're too over choreographed, and the lightsaber duels in episode 2 suck. Wait, I'm pretty sure that title crawl was written by Brian De Palma, actually, the director of the first Mission Impossible, Scarface, and the original Carrie. Yeah, there's Tatooine. And I gotta say, for a DVD, this actually doesn't look too bad on this giant TV. I'm sure it would look a little more crisp on the Blu-ray, but that would require me watching a lot of the worst special edition changes made to any of the movies. Like, really, the special edition, like when the 2011 Blu-rays came out, all the special editions made for that version of the movie were completely worthless. and just made you go, why? Did you hear that? Like, at the very least, the changes in the 2004 DVD were made to keep consistency with the prequels. So I can understand that, but the changes on the Blu-ray for all the movies, except I don't think Empire got that many changes in. But anyway, yeah, mainly in A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, served no purpose. Like, you just have to wonder if George Lucas was really just trolling people. Sure, just run into the line of fire. But hey, the stormtroopers are actually hitting their targets. And it seems like the stormtrooper rebel vanguard casualty rate ratio is it's higher for the vanguards. It seems like the stormtroopers only lost one guy, or at least we only saw one guy get killed. Razorbike asks, is there a Blu-ray for the 2004 version? There isn't. Like, I really do wish that, for some media releases, there he is. Vader looking at the mess that his troops left. Either he's disappointed or proud. It's hard to tell. By the way, there's some, like, DVDs or Blu-rays that on one disc they'll have alternate cuts of movies. I would just like a release of the original Star Wars trilogy. Like, when the movies originally came out on Blu-ray, I thought, like, it was gonna have 3 different versions of the movie for each film. You'd have the original theatrical versions, you have the 1997 special editions, and then you have the 2004 DVD special editions. I didn't expect them to just make another special edition. James177 on YouTube says, I love how the first shot conveys the advantage of the Empire, that the Empire has over the Rebels. Yep, absolutely. And that goes to show you how tall Vader is compared to... I assume that's Captain Antilles. Vader sounds so angry in this movie. Like, that's something I always notice. Compared to Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, Vader's always been casual in those films. Or Vader's always been casual whenever in anything outside this first movie. I mean, he gets more calm later on, but in this first sequence on the Tantive 4, she is definitely, they just stunned Leia, so that's what I had said she. But Vader is just so, Vader is so angry. The Schmo1234 says Mandalorian Skywalker is the best version, I think. I've grown to like Luke there, but it's like it's basically Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. It's not different from Return of the Jedi, the Luke we saw in Return of the Jedi. And I only appreciate, and I first hated Luke showing up in The Mandalorian, but I've warmed up to it later on, especially knowing that him taking Grogu to his school is only going to further lead to the Luke that we get in The Last Jedi. So sorry for anyone who thinks that Jon Favreau's erasing the sequel trilogy. No, he's expanding on it. Okay, so that stormtrooper's arm, when it shows a shot on Leia, look at the stormtrooper on the left side of the screen. There's duct tape on his armor right there. Okay, there's a close-up shots where you can't see it. But yeah, there's some stormtroopers where they use duct tape to hold the armor together. James Bond 007 says the effects in this movie will never not look good. Huh? They're impressive, but if there's one special edition change that I love, it's the updated effects for the Battle of Yavin. Huh? There'll be no one to stop us this time. Now, does Vader have a hint of British? Because I know everyone pokes fun at Carrie Fisher's performance in this movie where she's trying to do a British accent. And then in the later movies, she just gives up. Jeez, 3PO looks filthy. And that's before they crashed on Tatooine. What a desolate place this is. Yeah, this is clearly the hidden fortress. Okay, I did not know that. Razorbike on YouTube says David Prowse, who played Vader in the original trilogy, yeah? Physically, because James Earl Jones voiced Vader, he apparently helped Christopher Reeve get into shape for Superman, which I think is pretty awesome. Kick. It's such a genius move. I know he's stealing from the Hidden Fortress, but it's still a genius move to have the first bit of this movie be told from C-3PO and R2-D2's perspective. I mean, to the point where when I saw this as a kid, I legitimately thought that C-3PO and R2-D2 were the main characters. Mainly C-3PO, and I was so confused why he took a back seat in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But then, once you get older, you realize, oh, he's not the main character. He's a side character. Okay, now that The Mandalorian exists, I always thought... I now realize... This is the first time that I've rewatched this movie since Mandalorian Season 2. And knowing that... that Krayt Dragon skeleton, knowing how big the Krayt Dragons can get, that skeleton is far away, because I always thought that skeleton was so close. Or maybe that's an infant Krayt Dragon. Spiders Prime says, I would have used the VHS 1997 version of this movie. Is that what you're watching it on? The old VHS tape? James Bond 007 says, well, it's like they say, inspiration is the sincerest form of flattery. Razorback says, George Lucas loves Kurosawa, doesn't he? Yeah, who doesn't love Akira Kurosawa? Here come those little munchkin Jawas. Huh. Yeah, that is a straight up trash can sound. Houdini! Man, I wish I mean, I wish time travel were real for a multitude of reasons, or actually, maybe not. But I wish I could time travel, not just for a multitude of reasons, but I feel like what I'd mostly do when I time travel is just go back in time to when some of these older movies premiered and just see audience reactions. Because I know there's a friend of my family who has seen the original Star Wars in theaters more than 20 times. Like that's how much this movie has left an impact, and how much people just love it. Razorbike, I am so disappointed in you. Wow, that restraining bolt made a lot of uh, left a lot of sparks. Spiders Prime says, "No, I'm using my 2011 DVD with those awesome 2019 cover art." Knights of Old says, "I saw this in the theater, and my dad said I was mesmerized the whole time." You saw it in hello there, Joey's movie blog. Welcome. Did you see it now? When you saw it in the theater, Knights of Old, you're talking about back in 1977, right? Or are you talking about 1997 when the special editions came out? There's a ton of James Bond 007's listing a bunch of Kurosawa films you need to get around to. Here's a special edition shot with that Imperial loader shuttle leaving in the background. A fake CGI stormtrooper riding a dewback. Like the dewback actually looks pretty good. The stormtrooper, not so much. And then the stormtrooper armor in those shots are from Return of the Jedi because they have the black brow. Aside from the CGI dewbacks, this shot is from A New Hope, and the look, sir, droids. The brows on the stormtroopers are brown, or no, gray. Knights of Old says 1978 or 79 holiday release. Oh wow. That's impressive. We doomed. Because yeah, with the stormtroopers, you could tell that they have different brows in each of the movies. In although I'm pretty sure they have like in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, they have black brows. In A New Hope, Rogue One, and Solo, they have gray brows right here. But I think in The Mandalorian they have gray brows also. I mean, I guess an argument could be made that the Empire is gone and these are just like scattered forces. So I don't know. The weirdest thing, like in the Lego Star Wars game, I find it so funny that a level is you getting the droids back from the Jawas after they bought you bought the droids as Luke Skywalker, and then for some reason the Jawas break into your house and steal the droids. There's our little farm boy. Is that Is that the Hello Greedo in the YouTube chat? Is that actually? Wow. Oh, okay. This is if that is the actual Hello Greedo. This is um. I'm kind of I'm kind of speechless right now. If it is, welcome. And yeah, Hello Greedo says, yep, frowns in Return of the Jedi was black, helmets in Return of the Jedi were slimmer as well. Yeah, and then he says best and favorite Star Wars movie plus. Okay, there's confirmation. Hello Greedo is in the chat. That's amazing. Welcome, good sir. Big fan of your channel. I think I watched your channel since 2015, the year The Force Awakens came out. Oh, thank you. Saw a New Hope live stream and had to say hello. Well, thank you, Hello Greedo. Definitely appreciate it. Oh, there's a funny shot right there. After Luke says, "Uncle Owen, what about that one?" and it cuts back to R2. They reuse a shot where the R5 astromech is just right back next to him. But I mean, that's movie that's like movie making in the works, where there's gonna be some continuity errors. Like if you watch the original Raiders of the Lost Ark, there's a shot where Indy is taking a drink in the marketplace after he thinks Marion Crane was killed, and there's just a guy hanging out in the background with jeans and a white T-shirt. Hello Greedo says, thanks for tuning in, man. Can't believe I've been doing this for that long. Crazy. Razorbike says Mark Hamill was also in a 1980 World War II film called The Big Red One. He's good in it. Yeah, Mark Hamill's done a lot of really, I mean, I'm sure my generation recognizes Mark Hamill, Sir Luke. Besides Luke Skywalker, I'm sure everyone in my generation knows him for his voice work, especially the Joker. Yeah, I feel like he should be in. I feel like he's not in as many live action stuff as he probably should. Because beyond Luke Skywalker, he is good. So I gotta wonder, that T-16 Skyhopper in the background, like I'd like to know what that, I'm trying to figure out the geography of, the moisture farm, like where that T-16 Skyhopper is parked, because there's no other holes, near the farm outside of, like, that outside patio area, I guess. Hello Greedo says, enjoy the rest of your night, folks. Man, I love this damn movie. Have fun, Mr. Robinson. Later, man. Have to jet. Take care. Well, thank you, Hello Greedo, for tuning in, even if it was very briefly. And congratulations on starting your podcast, by the way. Keep up the great work, and yeah, hope to. Maybe I'm doing the rest of the Star Wars saga films, so maybe you'll pop up in the chat. I don't know, but whatever the case, good luck with your content in the future. He's like, R2's like, get away from me. R2D2 is so sly. Maybe he's not so successful at being sly because he's like, wait, what message? I don't know what message you're talking about. There's that blue milk, which I gotta say, at Galaxy's Edge, between the blue milk and the green milk, I can't tell the difference between either of them, but it's pretty. It's like a it has a weird taste to it at Galaxy's Edge, but I like it. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see why in the Obi-Wan miniseries, since Joel Edgerton's coming back as uh, Owen Lars, we got to see how he. I mean, if it is just a one-shot series, a limited series, we got to see what happened to where Owen just disregards Obi-Wan. James Bond 007 says, wait, they actually have blue milk there that you can drink? Yeah, it's sort of like a slush type drink. It's not really liquidy. Yeah, it's a slush type of drink. And they also have the green milk as well, which, again, it's sort of like has a tropical taste to it, but I honestly can't tell the difference between either of them. There's that binary sunset. Seems like, yeah, like I said last week with Revenge of the Sith, Luke's most important moments involve the two sons. Like the mere beginning of his life, the point where he starts his journey, and then when he dies in The Last Jedi. I think it's, in the words of George Lucas, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Why is why is 3PO so paranoid about like being deactivated or dismantled? Like during his time with the Rebel Alliance, or with Captain Antilles more specifically, how abusive was he to C-3PO? That's racist, Luke. So because I think I've told this a couple times, but before the trilogy was released on DVD, seeing the original Star Wars movies was like a rarity. Like it was almost considered a special occasion whenever my parents rented the original trilogy at Blockbuster, because I'd owned the Phantom Menace on VHS and Attack of the Clones on DVD, and I'd always been familiar with them using the term Tusken Raiders, and I was wondering, like, wait, what are Sand People in the original Star Wars? And then you realize, oh, that's what Tusken Raiders are called in this movie. Okay, Luke and 3PO are obviously having a conversation that's not Look, there's a droid on the scanner, dead ahead. Because the way C-3PO's hands are moving and the way Luke's just kind of like this. Like that. I don't know, that's funny. There's a bantha for you. I love that waddle. I love whenever R2-D2 wobbles. Stop calling them that. Sure, just walk right towards the danger, Luke. Nothing bad will happen from there. There's another one. For those of you, for the two people out there that don't know this story, that shot of the Tusken Raider doing was only like the actor only did it once, and then they just repeat. They just basically that's the original boomerang effect on Instagram, where it's just like back and forth repeating. It's so nice to watch this version of Star Wars without those stupid CGI rocks covering R2-D2. I know he's not in the chat anymore. Oh, and also to watch this version of Star Wars where Obi-Wan's crate dragon call sounds normal. But as I was saying, I know Hello Greedo is no longer in the chat, but like what he said about R2 hiding in that corner, it just makes him like a frightened animal. And also those CGI rocks create a continuity error because when R2 leaves, or even with that shot there, where that over the shoulder shot of R2, hello there, you don't see the rocks. Sir Alec Guinness is so so confident that Luke's gonna be all right. I guess Sir Alec Guinness is, regardless of all the like problems he had with this movie, like he hated the script for this movie just because of a lot of the dialogue, but Sir Alec Guinness gives it his all. And yeah, it gets you. He got an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hello there, King Raiko. Welcome to the stream. I'm thinking of watching the Star Wars films from A New Hope to Last Jedi on my own time, but in release date on Disney Plus. So basically, the five best Star Wars movies. Good call. Yeah, all the the versions on Disney Plus of the original trilogy are everything, include everything that was in the 2011 Blu-ray release. And in greater numbers. There's an arm there. Oh, look, there's his leg over there. Oh, no, he's fine. Jeez. Man, Obi-Wan's got a great view from his home. Also, because I'd watched the original the first two prequel films more than the original trilogy. I had no idea that I'd forgotten that the Clone Wars was even name dropped in this movie. So has anyone ever noticed this? There's no cursing in the prequels, huh? Even if as something as innocent as "damn," the prequels don't have curse words in them. The lightsaber, the way they do the lightsaber effects in these older movies are so cool. Huh? There really is more of an admire and there is definitely more of an admiration for this film. These first three films, knowing that they didn't have access to CGI. Oh, I cut his limbs off and he fell in next to molten lava. Razorbike on YouTube says, it's a shame that Alec Guinness looked down on this film. I mean, you gotta think about it. Nobody working on this movie really knew what this was gonna be. Yeah? Um, like, like, um, like you're making this completely original movie. Yeah? Nobody knows what to expect of it. Nobody knows if it'll work. And I like when it was a big hit. I wanted. I can't remember if Sir Alec Guinness had a different viewpoint on the movie once it became a big hit, because he clearly was willing to come back for Empire and Jedi. And again, despite how he feels about like the movie during production and the script, he still gives it his all. Like he is a professional actor. I like how that message is used in The Last Jedi. Speaking of The Last Jedi, again, like using when Mark Hamill originally had conflicting opinions on how Luke was handled in The Last Jedi, I hate how that's an argument for people who say The Last Jedi is bad, because it's like, look at Alec Guinness. He didn't really. He had problems with the script with this first movie, and it's beloved by everyone. So I don't know. We'll get to The Last Jedi when we get to it. Meanwhile, with the Galactic Empire and the Death Star, bam! That Star Destroyer just crashes into the Death Star. There's an empty seat right there. Like in this, but yeah, there's an empty seat right there that I'm pretty sure was reserved for what's his name, Director Krennic, before Tarkin blew his ass up with the Death Star. King Ryko says Mark Hamill warmed up to Rian Johnson's writing in the end, if I'm not mistaken. He is. Like every time people play those clips of Mark Hamill like having problems with The Last Jedi, they cut off the point where he says, "But I trusted Rian Johnson, and at the end of the day, I appreciate what he did." Also, by the way, the for those of you Clone Wars fans out there, the Imperial officer with the mustache in the background next to the guy that Vader chokes, is Admiral Yularen from the Clone Wars. Spiders Prime says, finally a Tarkin that isn't CGI. Yeah, either Rogue One or in the animated series. Oh, he said the name. He said the name of the movie that inspired Star Wars. Yeah, James Bond 007. Anytime I hear people say The Last Jedi is an objectively bad movie, it's like, what does that even mean? Objectively bad movie. Like, just get out of here with that. So, do you guys know that Peter Cushing was John Carpenter's original pick for Dr. Loomis in Halloween? But because he was already doing Star Wars, he was too expensive. I'm sorry, that line's funny. Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise. I'm like, have you seen stormtroopers hit anything? Oh, have you seen stormtroopers hit anything, Obi-Wan? Neither have I. So yeah. Good luck with that. Razorbike says, I can't get over some of these dudes' haircut. Well, it was the 70s. The 70s was a really... You could definitely tell the era... Like, you could tell when something was in the 70s based on some hairstyles. This scene always freaked me out. Like, it's not enough seeing, like, a destroyed homestead, but to actually see Uncle and Aunt Beru's charred remains. Like, ugh, it's so creepy, and it's so upsetting as well. But yeah, this is the point where Luke's journey begins, and this exact piece of music is used when Rey grabs the lightsaber or Force grabs the lightsaber in The Force Awakens. God, I still love the production design in this movie. I want to make sure I get this right. John Barry, I think, was the production designer, who also did Superman. No, John Barry is no, John Barry's a film composer. I am so hang on. I need to make sure I get this right, otherwise Star Wars fans will jump on me. Um as if they don't have enough reason to jump on me because of my love for The Last Jedi. John Barry and Roger Chris. No, wait. No, John Barry is also the name of production designer, so that's good. James Bond 007 on YouTube says, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why Obi-Wan made it seem like the stormtroopers had really good blaster accuracy when they couldn't be further from the truth. Well, you gotta keep in mind that this was the first movie, and also, look, we make those jokes, but really, for the sake of storytelling in a movie or even a show, you want to make sure your heroes survive and are not injured. Ugh, I hate the I hate the extended Mos Eisley scenes. Like, Cinemassacre. James Rolfe on Cinemassacre said, um, "I understand that they're supposed to make Mos Eisley seem more busy, but it's just so pointless. Like, we don't need that shot of like that giant dinosaur creature panicking and then the Jawas fall over." And we certainly don't need it walking into frame and blocking the shot. Like, why? You don't need to see his identification. Oh, there's more tape. That the sand trooper that that Obi-Wan's doing the Jedi mind trick on has black tape on his shoulder. And plus those I don't know the names of those giant dinosaur creatures, but they just they look so out of place. There's a loader shuttle in the background. So that's why 3PO was so adamant about burning those Jawa corpses, because he hates Jawas. Yeah, King Raiko says on YouTube says, "I dislike how the 1997 edition onwards, the Mos Eisley entrance has blaring dramatic music." Yeah, it's the music. It's music that was cut. It was music that was originally supposed to play when the Dianoga grabs Luke in the trash compactor and drags him underwater. It's cut from the movie, but it's available on the soundtrack. It just makes, I don't know, it's too much. Now we're at the cantina scene. that cute little creature like grabs a cup. Yeah, play that jizz music. And then I guess about 8 years, yeah, 8 years later, a droid is serving up drinks in the cantina. Hi, we're the Cantina Band. We're open to any recommendations. Play that same song. All right, same song. Here we go. For those of you who have seen the Family Guy parody of A New Hope. I'm sorry, could you say that again? I don't quite speak Monster Grunt. That I forgot what I was gonna say. Like Luke was just sitting there minding his own business, and then that happens. This is the only time a limb has been cut off by a lightsaber and there's blood. Because again, you gotta keep in mind that this was the first movie, and all the details were not, all the little kinks in how stuff worked weren't finalized yet. Huh? Also, I can't rewind, but I think after we cut back to Obi-Wan after a shot of the arm on the floor, Greedo is standing right next to Obi-Wan. There's the second piece of Cantina music. Or jizz music, I should say. There he is. All right, so um, Luke Skywalker is my favorite character in the entire Star Wars franchise. How many of you prefer Han Solo to Luke Skywalker? King Raiko on YouTube says, I wonder how many little children in the late 70s wanted Chewbacca to cuddle at night instead of teddy bears after witnessing Star Wars. Oh, I'm sure a lot. Razorbike says, I'm sorry, the what music? Jizz music. That's what it's called. Look, if you actually look it up on Wikipedia, that's actually what the music is called. Sit your ass down, young one. Wow, talk about a great deal. Like how does that conversation work out? What you're asking me to do is very tricky. It's going to cost you this extra bit. Look, okay, we'll compromise. How about this? We'll pay you this amount plus this higher amount than you offered when we reach our destination. All right, so Razorbike and James Bond 007 prefer Han Solo to Luke Skywalker. There's Greedo. And we're now at this the most infamous scene of every special edition. No, your ears were not failing you, Razorbike. The alien effects are just so good here. It's really amazing how 20th Century Fox took a huge chance on this movie, and boy did it pay off. Okay, so I actually don't mind. I would prefer if they just cut that middle part out where Han breaks his neck like this. That's actually not too hard to do. Sorry about the mess. Back at the Empire. Yeah, James Bond, Razorbike says Han shot first. King Raiko said Han shot, period. Yeah, because Han's the only one to shoot. Greedo doesn't get to shoot at all. What do you mean? Maybe try a little harder than just simply lightly tapping on the door. James Bond 07 says he said McClunky, so you are watching the Disney Plus version. I feel, yeah. Now you've witnessed the power of McClunky. And that Bib Fortuna actually says that word in The Mandalorian right before Boba Fett kills him. Or not right before, but when he sends some guards to kill Fennec. There's Greedo. Greedo clearly survived. I mean, I understand they had to reuse some of those costumes, but there was a Rhodian that just walked by with Greedo's outfit. This scene. Like, it's not even the fake... it's not even the CGI Jabba that distracts me. I mean, he looks better in the DVD version than he does the 1997 version. But my main problem with the scene is that it doesn't tell us anything new that we already knew from the Greedo conversation. And then this effect where that effect where Han Solo's stepping on Jabba's tail and he moves up, just so jarring. Han Mabuki. Oh, that's another thing. King Raiko says, I don't really get the mentality of restoring the Jabba scene. Me neither. And Spider's Prime says, Boba, what are you doing here? That's the thing. Boba Fett is digitally inserted into this scene. He just looks directly at the camera. Because Boba Fett was not created until the holiday special the following year. So if you watch the original footage with that actor who's a stand-in for Jabba the Hutt, there's no Boba Fett to be found. Boy, she's beautiful, huh? Or a piece of junk. And see that line. There's the dice hanging on the ceiling, or on the mirror. But anyway, okay, who holds a blaster like that? That stormtrooper in the front, like holding the trigger by his finger. I don't know. Anyway, as I was gonna say, the line that Han Solo gives, "We're in a little bit of a rush." It doesn't really make any sense with the Jabba scene because Han was able to talk to Jabba and get more time, and Jabba allowed it. That line makes more sense if that scene was cut completely, because Han just killed a bounty hunter hired by Jabba the Hutt, and now he's got to get out of Mos Eisley and Tatooine altogether. 55 minutes into the movie, and we're finally leaving this dirt planet. Oh yeah, King Raiko, the dice existed that far back, but you have to have an eagle eye to see them. Like Chewie's head lightly touches them, so you can't really see them. And it wasn't until the Last Jedi where those dice were made more noticeable. Besides, I know a couple of maneuvers will outmaneuver them. And he's just no maneuvers. It would end your trip real quick if you just ran into something, but it sure looks pretty when it does. This scene always, as a kid, like this scene with Alderaan always creeped me out, because you think that's an entire planet of people gone. Turner Jenkins says, "Did Han shot first happened yet?" Oh, we're well past that. Leia just said, "I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board." So we're at the Alderaan destruction scene. Some people have said that Carrie Fisher doing the British accent is Leia mocking Tarkin, which I could see that because after Tarkin threatens to blow up Alderaan, listen how that British accent is just gone. So yeah, that British accent just disappeared as soon as Alderaan was threatened. Where is the rebel base? I can't do that like British rebel. You heard her. Destroy Dantooine. No, wait! For those of you who've seen Hello Chicken. Hello Chicken. Robot Chicken. Whew. So, for those of you who are watching the 2004 DVD version, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber is green there. You know, honestly, everyone knows that in the special editions, George Lucas added the ring effect, the like sonic wave, for the destruction of Alderaan and the Death Star. I think the destruction of Alderaan in the original theatrical version is more effective, just because, like, the explosion looks like it's done in that choppy slow motion. There's just something about it that's just scarier. And then Chewbacca just casually does this. Always a sound strategy. It sucks that the only time... Well, actually, no. No, I take that back. I was about to say the only time we ever saw Chewbacca rip someone's arm off was a deleted scene in The Force Awakens. But he ripped someone's arms off in Solo. We just didn't see it. I also love how in the Lego Star Wars games, wow, that sentry hit him right in the ass. Razorbike asks, "Did you mention why the stream was moved?" Uh, something important came up, so I had to cancel very last minute. But yeah, we're doing it now. Things are pretty awesome. We just had a cameo by Hello Greedo earlier in the stream, and tomorrow I'll be doing The Empire Strikes Back. James Bond 007 says, also, I feel like in Rogue One, when the Death Star destroyed that one planet, it took longer, and we actually got to see what it would look like if you were on a planet that got hit by the Death Star. Except and Jeddah and Scarif weren't actually destroyed. They only Jeddah City was destroyed because it was just an inkling of the Death Star's destructive power, and the Imperial base on Scarif was destroyed, not the entire planet. King Raiko said, "I missed Hello Greedo? Oh man, Yeah, he only popped up in the chat really briefly to say hi. Okay, the shot where Vader says, "I told you she wouldn't consciously betray the rebellion." Right after he says that, for no reason, Vader just does this. "I told you that she would never consciously betray the rebellion." Where are your rebel friends now? I love the sound of the TIE fighter. That's no moon. It's a space station. Yeah, y'all better turn around right now. There's the first time we ever hear, "I have a bad feeling about this." King Raiko says in the chat, "I want chocolate Pop-Tarts." So random, but okay. Spiders Prime says it's Unicron. Yeah, how dare you? I like Transformers the movie, but Unicron is more Galactus than like real. Unicron was one of, I know this is not Star Wars related, but Unicron was really that thing where it's like it's straight up Galactus. So Marvel actually did have back in like Marvel did actually have do some work on Transformers the movie because the old school Marvel logo pops up at the beginning. So that might be the reason they're involved, because you just can't straight up steal Galactus. But I'm sure somebody on the Transformers crew was like, "Well, he's not actually I mean, he is Galactus, but he's a robot. So if we just rework him to look more like Ego the Living Planet, that could oh shit, that he's pretty much Unicron's pretty much Galactus meets Ego." Yeah, there is a hint of British in James Earl Jones's performance in this first movie. Like, I think it's more prominent when he's angry in on the Tantive 4, but it's definitely more prominent. It's definitely not there in Empire Jedi. I sense something. Isn't I have not felt. Are you talking to yourself again, Vader? Never mind, sir. Oh, who holds up? I'm sorry. The way the stormtrooper just holds that blaster, like there's stormtroopers that just walk through the Millennium Falcon holding his blaster at the hip. Like what? Why? See, I love this movie, but there's a lot you can make fun of about it. Like I could point out a million things in my favorite movies of all time that I can make fun of and still love. James Bond 007 says, "How do you even build something as big as the Death Star in space?" I think you're thinking about that too much. I mean, this is a movie in this is a movie that has space wizards in it, so yeah, best not to think about stuff like that too hard. This movie, I really love how fast this movie goes. Like, it doesn't move fast in the way The Rise of Skywalker moves fast, where it's like too much is happening and you can't catch your breath. This it just moves. This movie is just so brilliantly edited and so well paced. They just teleported right there. Like they ran up. Oh no, maybe that was Luke Skywalker, and then he just ran up. Whatever. Oh, by the way, the lines, the dialogue that 3PO is giving as R2D2's scanning through the Death Star computer to find the tractor beam generator, that was not part of the original version. The Force will be with you always. I should also mention this. This happened a little while ago, but Hello Greedo just after he took off, he shared my like stream. I don't know how well you can see it here, and then he now follows me on Twitter. Han is how I feel about stealth games. Nice. Oh no. What are you talking about? God, either Harrison Ford is really tall or Mark Hamill is really short. But again, there's that line, aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper? Damn. That's cold. Makes you, like, ever since thinking back to the first Star Wars movie and how selfish, like how Solo was willing to let Leia be executed, it's amazing how they had a son later on in life. You will. Chewie's not having that. Huh? It's like, I don't know you. Keep those things away from me. Oh, there's that little mouse droid. Yeah, Harrison Ford is 6'1", and Mark Hamill is 5'9". Oh, so Mark Hamill's a little taller than me, actually. Unless I'm 5'7". but maybe I just magically grew a couple inches um, in between now and the last time I measured myself. Yeah, Carrie Fisher was pretty short, huh? 5'1". James Bond 007 says, hang on. I just love that insert. I can't see a thing in this helmet. James Bond 007 says, yeah, if I love a movie and am engaged in the story and invested in the characters, I'll overlook a plot hole or contrivance. Yeah, very much so. But even then, I think the biggest plot hole in the movie was retroactively fixed in Rogue One. Or, maybe not, maybe fixed is the wrong word, but explained. And that's the thermal exhaust port. Oh, now you're having second feelings while we're in the elevator? Where are you taking this thing? There's 1138 again. Reference to THX 1138. God, the music. I still love the music in. I mean, I think everyone's in agreement that John Williams' score is iconic, but there's something about this first movie where the score is just. Star Wars really would not have been what it is. I'm talking about the movie, not so much the franchise. The movie Star Wars would not have been what it was if it wasn't for John Williams. 2187, which is also Finn's Stormtrooper ID number. We're all fine here now, thank you. I use that line every time whenever I'm at work. Whenever like there's a large crowd that we have to deal with, and I'm about to clock in with someone else, and we're both nervous. I usually use that line to just kind of reassure the other person or even myself. It's like, oh, it'll be fine. We're all fine here now, thank you. Are you my sister? Carrie Fisher really was. I know she's a princess in these movies, but she really was a queen. Still, it still breaks my heart that Carrie Fisher passed so soon. Han is me when I have to give a presentation and haven't practiced for it. Yeah. God, you have to wonder, what would Halloween have been like if Peter Cushing was Dr. Loomis instead of Donald Pleasance? Like that's a. I wonder if that movie could have worked. I got him. Oh, yeah. December December of this year will be 5 years since we lost Carrie Fisher. Which one thing that always angered me about the Last Jedi haters, or not so much the haters, but the people that have been petitioning for a for a remake of Episode 8. It's like You seriously want to delete Carrie Fisher's final performance? Huh? I don't know. Oh no. I love how C3PO just has this blank expression, but you can instantly tell what he's thinking based on Anthony Daniels' voice. Based on Anthony Daniels' performance and just like in terms of his voice performance and the way he just moves around. DeQuan Tate, hello there. Welcome to the stream. Oh, is the stream lagging, Spiders Prime? Let me pull up my Switch and take a look. Yeah, there goes Chewie. Okay, it looks like it's good. Never mind. Jump, Luke. I love how the stormtroopers are still shooting, regardless of the fact that everyone jumped into the garbage chute. Just ricocheting all over the place. You just had to say something, Leia. Oh yeah, in this sequence, the music, if you're watching the special editions, the music that plays when we enter Mos Eisley was written for this sequence with the Dianoga. And there it is. That disgusting creature. Which, by the way, okay, there's, going back to Galaxy's Edge, there's a water fountain in Galaxy's Edge that is, because of the theming, it's connected to a tank that has a Dianoga creature. And, like, I think sometimes water at theme park water fountains are kind of gross. But the water fountain at Galaxy's Edge tasted particularly gross, and I don't know if it was really because it was connected to a Dianoga tank. But yeah, there is supposed to be music playing here, and I think the lack of music actually works. It kind of reminds me of the T-Rex, not to the same extent, but the T-Rex attack in Jurassic Park is one of the few instances where having no music makes the scene even better. Oh, there it goes. There's another saying of I have a bad feeling about this. Turner Jenkins says, "Oh, this has all been very nice, but sadly I have to go. Y'all have a good one." You do too, Turner Jenkins. Spoiler alert, they don't make it out of the garbage chute. No, just kidding. I'm sure you've seen this movie before, but you have a good night, Turner Jenkins. Yeah, I'm 5'7", James Bond 007. I mean, you can't really tell how tall I am in a picture with other people. I still love the stormtrooper that just bonks his head on the door. Wow, those are some gullible ass stormtroopers. But before I go, the stormtrooper hits his head. Great stuff. Anyways, you all have a good one. Glad you stayed for that one, Turner Jenkins. Wow, that was easy. And just think, if that stormtrooper had said, no, you're staying here under my watch, Han, Luke, Leia, and Chewie would have been killed. 3PO! Apparently the actor got bonked pretty good. Yeah. I mean, if you get a really brief shot of the actor holding his helmet like this. And I know they try to pay tribute to that in Attack of the Clones, where Jango hits his head on the Slave One's door as it's closing, but it doesn't work because it's all done through CGI. There's just nothing. There's nothing organic about that little reference, especially considering that the thing he's referencing was just a production mistake, or an outtake that just made it into the movie. DeQuan Tate says, have they re-released the original versions of the original Star Wars trilogy? No, the last time they were ever released was on DVD in 2006. But it's not presented in a widescreen format that works for widescreen TVs. And it doesn't look like it's been restored at all. Like, the only way you could even get the unaltered versions in good quality is if you get the fan-made despecialized editions. And I mean, maybe one day they'll re-release the unaltered versions, because if the 1966 Adam West Batman series finally got a home release of any kind, because it was never released on any home format until Blu-ray because of legal issues, and if the Japanese version of King Kong vs. Godzilla finally got released in the United States, then maybe there is hope for the unaltered versions to be restored and released on Blu-ray or whatever the next format is. That line, I'm sure members of the fandom menace have quoted that line before. Avoid any more female advice. I love that. I don't know who you are or where you came from. God, I love Carrie Fisher so much. James Bond 007 on YouTube says, it's crazy how well known the goofs are in this movie. Yeah. But that's kind of the charm of the original Star Wars. See, I think the only way we're ever going to get the unaltered versions to be released is if, I think George Lucas doesn't want them to be released, and Disney might be honoring that. Unless he made a deal where, like, even if in death they can't be released. I only see them being officially released if George Lucas, or when George Lucas dies, because he's not going to live forever. But I don't know. You know, I kind of like that shot. That shot in the special edition where Han Solo walks into a hangar full of stormtroopers. I kind of like that change because it's like Han Solo's running after these stormtroopers, like, I got you now. Turns a corner, like, oh shit, tons of them. Run away. Back the other way, Chewie. I love not quite yet, but I love Carrie Fisher's shooting face in this scene. There's the Wilhelm scream. Yeah, this is my. I don't know about my favorite John Williams score. It probably is, but this is definitely my favorite of all the Star Wars films. I get the Carrie Fisher shooting face. I love it. I just love all the ridiculous moments in this movie. Um, King Raiko says, "Have you watched the fan recreation of Obi-Wan Darth Vader's lightsaber duel and Obi-Wan's death?" I saw like some of that video. It's impressive. Certainly, I didn't see how the death plays out though. Um, have I seen any of the Star Wars ripoffs? Um, I don't. I don't. I'm sure I've seen some of them, but I. Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't War and isn't didn't Toho produce a Star Wars ripoff that I think Tomiyuki Tanaka was a producer on? Um, The War in Space, was that a Star Wars knockoff? Released in 1977. Uh, December 1977. Directed by Jun Fukuda. Now I am the master. Yeah, it says, while the concept and the production of The War in Space was stirred by the international success of Star Wars, the film is actually an outer space redressing of Toho's undersea adventure Atragon and the groundbreaking anime series Space Battleship Yamato. Okay, so I guess it was more of a coincidence that Star Wars came out when it did. So I like this lightsaber duel. I honestly like it more than any of the prequel duels. Again, because there's a charm to this original duel. Just how simplistic it is, and also you care about what's going on. But I don't know how I feel about Obi-Wan and Vader rematching in the Obi-Wan series. Like, I don't know. This kind of works better if this was only the second duel that they've had after Mustafar. I wonder how many shots in this movie. I would like to know which shots in this movie where you could clearly tell that Carrie Fisher's high, because she did a lot of drugs. I mean, she was mostly under the influence she was completely under the influence in the holiday special. Oh yeah, Turkish Star Wars. You're right. That is a special movie, Razorbyte, and I would not call it that movie's terrible. Like it's absolutely atrocious. Oh, this scene. It's amazing how Luke just stood there for that long period of time without blasting the stormtroopers, without getting hit. Also, here's an interesting fact. Luke and Vader, Luke is the main hero of this movie, and Vader's the main villain. Not once do they ever encounter each other in this film. There was that one brief period of time when Vader was heading towards the blast doors as it was closing, but they never actually have a scene together in this movie. That's how many times has that ever happened in a movie where like the main hero and the main villain never actually encounter each other? Knights of Old says, last time Obi-Wan saw the twins together was when they were born. Yeah. Again, as George Lucas said, it's like poetry. It rhymes. Oh, this piece of music, this TIE Fighter attack sequence is fun, but also the music. Um, when the TIE Fighter attack music played in The Last Jedi, I mean, it's like, look, I know I'm in a movie theater, I know I'm supposed to be quiet during the movie, but fuck it, I am, I am doing dun 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 as the music's playing, and when they played this, and when I saw Solo for the first time with my good friend Rachel Herrick, um, when that music played during the movie, instead of just like singing it, I just tapped my legs. I mean, sure, the special effects are more primitive than and not as intense as you would think for the later movies. But again, John Williams makes the scene what it is. Boom. Don't get... Like, John Williams and Ben Burt make this scene what it is. With the sound design and the score. I love in Family Guy, great kid, don't get penisy. Like, I'm very mixed on Family Guy. Like, sometimes they're really funny, sometimes they're just so terrible. It's so terrible. But when they're funny, when the jokes hit, they hit hard. This is all your fault. It's like R2 didn't do shit, and C-3PO is gonna find a way to blame him for it. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm so fixated on Carrie Fisher now. Mainly her cinnamon roll buns. But I really like how her daughter, Billie Lourd, um, this past Mother's Day, she, yeah, this past Mother's Day, Billy, no, not Mother's Day, May the 4th. Um, TV MX29 regards from Costa Rica. Hello there, welcome to the stream. Um, Boy, Luke was quick to shoot that down, even though it would happen because, you know, family reasons. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, all the CGI shots of the like the CGI extensions of Mos Eisley are terrible, but all the CGI dogfighting sequences or the CGI shots of the Falcon flying are welcome. I welcome those changes. Um, What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. You see, like on May the 4th, either it was May the 4th or Mother's Day. It probably was May the 4th, but um, so last year, Billie Lourd, Carrie Fisher's daughter, had a kid of her own, and there's a photo on her Instagram page where she's showing her son um, the original Star Wars, and it's a shot. It's a shot. It's like the photo is of the throne room ceremony, and it's Billie Lourd's daughter looking at Princess Leia. Like I just find that so cute. Huh? DeQuantate asks, "Are there any Akira Kurosawa or Alfred Hitchcock films you haven't seen?" There are actually, yeah, quite a handful of films. I've not seen Ran. I've not seen Red Beard. I've not seen Throne of Blood. Um, as for Hitchcock, I haven't seen the original The Man Who Knew Too Much. I haven't seen his last movie, like all of his movies past The Birds. I haven't seen To Catch a Thief, The Foreign Correspondent. There's quite a handful of both filmmakers. There's quite a handful of films from both of their filmographies that I have not watched. God, you gotta love these 1970s graphics. Here we have the prototype for the Star Wars arcade game. Boom. Okay, let me address something right now. It bugs me that people like have an issue with Rey being so good, like just wielding the Force or just flying ships at all. Let's not forget that Luke spent 20 years of his life on Tatooine as a farm boy, jumps into an X-wing for the very first time, and manages to use the Force to guide the proton torpedoes into the exhaust port, and nobody has a problem with that. Like, like it just gets to a point where, like, you're nitpicking things, and you gotta just let it go. Just a ton of space weed in there. King Raiko says, think the I think the hateful fanboys deserve the rash of Skywalker. Oh, that's a good substitution of a name, the rash of Skywalker, because that movie is like those movies are that movie is definitely a rash on the franchise. Um, that's the only time Han Solo's ever said, "May the Force be with you," is it? Yeah, we're at Yavin King Raiko. Um, um, Han Solo just said, "May the Force be with you," and Luke is about to have a small conversation with Leia. TVMX 29 says, "We saw the movies in Spanish, but then we saw them in English as well." Oh, nice. Um, followed Harris. I have followed the career of Harrison Ford before and after Star Wars. Yeah, out of the main three actors, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford's had the best career out of all of them. Now, I've had a problem with the Jabba deleted scene being put into the movie. I like this deleted scene. Yeah, this is the only deleted scene that was put into the movie that actually works because it makes Biggs Darklighter's death more tragic. And it's just a really nice moment between friends. Oh yeah, who said this? Who said this? Oh yeah, uh, TVMX29 or Max, as he's known as, said the original name of the script for Skywalker was Starkiller. Yeah, that's a well known fact. Or I don't know, is it well known? Because I certainly know, like, if you're ever wondering where the name Starkiller came from for the Force Unleashed games, it came from Luke Skywalker's original last name. But yeah, Luke Starkiller, that doesn't have the same ring to it, and it definitely makes him sound more villainous. It's for me, it's the equivalent of the original title for Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Jedi. Like, Jedis just don't take revenge, so that title doesn't work out. And now we've come to what I think is the second greatest finale, the second greatest climax in all of film. Or, I don't know, second greatest. I mean, like, going back to 1985 and Back to the Future, the Empire State Building and King Kong, and the Battle of Yavin are really some of the great, like, the top three greatest climaxes in a film. There's Wedge. In this movie, Dennis Lawson does not voice Wedge. Dennis Lawson's original voice is dubbed over by someone else, and it's not until Empire Strikes Back where he's not dubbed over. Okay, here's a weird fact. Because I remember seeing the original Star Wars for the first time on VHS. I don't remember. I think it was the unaltered version. Like, I don't remember which version I saw for the first time. But I'd always thought, for some reason, I thought every Rebel starship was a Y-wing, because I had a Y-wing toy as a kid. So it's just like, oh, Y-wings are the coolest ship. And then watching the movies again, it's like, wait, okay, I don't remember these ships being in the movie, the X-wings, and now the X-wings are my favorite starfighter in the franchise. Have I seen the Robot Chicken Star Wars specials? Yeah, I have Daquan Tate. I've actually quoted them a couple times, I think during these watch parties, not just this particular one. But, oh yeah, I love those Robot Chicken specials. I honestly like them more than the Family Guy ones. Like, why did you name the fat guy Porkins? Like, come on. Porkins! No! He barely knew you. Yeah, I really like the CGI shots in the Battle of Yavin. It just makes the dogfighting more fluid, more action-packed. Um, and as George Lucas would say when he was directing this movie, more fast and more intense. Because that was the direction that George Lucas gave to his actors when making this movie. Faster and more intense. Yeah, Porkins did deserve better, Razorbyke. Oh, that pilot, that TIE fighter pilot that blew up that X-Wing, uh, that's Iden Versio. It's been retroactively changed to where that TIE pilot was Iden Versio from Battlefront 2. David Prowse, like, I know those TIE pilots were a little bit behind Vader, but David Prowse is huge. Really tall compared to those two pilots. I love this movie. I just can't get enough of it. This is another one of those movies that my brother and I would. I mean, I think Star Wars is the most quotable movie in existence. Um, this was a movie that my brother and I quoted constant. Like, next to the original Toy Story, my brother and I would quote this movie a lot. And that's all in camera. Like, even with all the special, even with the special editions cutting out the worst dogfighting effects from the original version, uh, the effects that do stay in the special editions from the original are just so impressive. I've always thought the Y wings were cool. I mean, I like the X wings more, but those Y wings are pretty awesome. And the fact that those ships have been around since the Clone Wars is all the more impressive. Like, those are supposed to be stripped down Y wings. According to Star Wars Rebels, those are those are Y wings that were going to be stripped down by the Empire, but the Rebel Alliance just stole them, which is why they look more beat down and not as armored as the Y wings in the Clone Wars. No, I love those ships. Your overconfidence is your weakness. DeQuantate asks, have you played or heard of Devil May Cry? I've heard of it, never played any games in that series. Sorry, I'm just trying to grab some water. And I like how during these first two trench runs with Gold Leader and Red Leader, there's no music again. Like, it's not until Luke, Wedge, and Biggs make the run where the score comes back and it really shows, like, yeah, things are getting serious now. If there was one prop, like any ship that was created for the original Star Wars trilogy during production, that I would have, it would probably more than the Millennium Falcon. It'd probably be Vader's TIE Advance. Oh god, it's tough. It's tough because I like all these ships, but no, I'm gonna stick with Vader's TIE Advance. Like, if there's one model of a ship used in the original trilogy that I would own, it would be Darth Vader's TIE Advance. Nope. How many people are watching me on Twitch? I know there are 12 viewers total, but who's on Twitch? Yeah! I wonder if that was the foreshadowing. Two people are watching on Twitch. Okay, cool. I wonder if that was a foreshadowing to the A-Wing pilot that crashed into the Executor in Return of the Jedi. Ah! Uh, Max, or TVMX29, aka Max, says, well, I have to go. You can follow on Facebook as I'm not going to say it on the stream, but if you look in the chat, you'll be able to see that. May the force be with you. Regards. Thank you for tuning into the stream. Okay, we're near the end of the movie. Let's try to do a Twitch raid at the end of this at the end of this stream. So not quite yet, but if you're on YouTube and you have a Twitch account, why don't you jump over to Twitch once the credits start rolling, and we'll raid a channel. It's been a while since I've done that. Oh, you could I like how you can briefly see David Prowse's real eyes through the eyelids on Vader's helmet. Oh, it's just like, I think this works. I think I like this finale better than the Empire I think I like this ending to a movie better than King Kong on top of the Empire State Building. Because, like with Back to the Future, this entire sequence is a race against time. Like how in Back to the Future, Marty's trying to have lightning hit the DeLorean just at the moment lightning strikes the clock tower. They have to destroy the Death Star before it destroys Yavin 4. That's the closest Luke and Vader ever get to an encounter in this movie. I still find that really weird, that Luke and Vader never even see each other, or at least have a scene together. I have the Criterion Blu-ray of Throne of Blood, James Bond 007. I just haven't gotten around to it. I have a lot of movies on Blu-ray, and even some on DVD that I haven't watched. As in, like, I've never seen the movies, and I should probably get on that. Ah, shit. Shit. All the Rebel base is in range. Don't worry, guys. That's why I'm saying oh shit repeatedly. It's because Death Star is about to destroy the Rebels once and for all. I have you now. Yeah, Han's back. All right, so I actually did have a Darth Vader TIE fighter from Kenner Toys, but it was the version of the fighter with the damaged wing. All right, the torpedoes are in. Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million. Which, by the way, a Jurassic World Evolution, that's a weird quote to put in that game. Because it's like, you guys realize that Jurassic Park and Star Wars are two different things, right, guys? Like in Jurassic World Evolution, when you get a good photo of a dinosaur, sometimes Cabot Finch will say, great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million. Like, that's the wrong franchise. So much 70s hair from all the guys. I was really concerned for R2 at this point. Like I was so like, I wasn't crying because I knew like they won the day, but I was so like convinced that R2-D2 was destroyed and dead. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but I love the video where this scene plays out with no music, and without the John Williams score, it's just so awkward. But thank God for John Williams' score. Yeah, I think that brief moment of Carrie Fisher smiling at Luke, that was the shot that Billie Lourd took a photo of when her son was watching Star Wars. No medal for Chewie. Yay, R2's alive! Daquan Tate says, "I'm going to watch Spaceballs tonight." That's a good. Follow up to this. Just go ahead and watch Spaceballs. There you go. Written and directed by George Lucas. Still love this movie. So yeah, that was Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. Tomorrow I'll be jumping right into The Empire Strikes Back. Razorbike said they did my boy Chewie dirty, but Chewie don't mind. Says King Raiko. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, thank you guys for tuning in to this live watch party for Star Wars. And I really did not expect a surprise cameo. Yeah, production designer John Barry. Yeah, I did not expect a surprise appearance by Hello Greedo in the chat. That was definitely something. So, anyway, guys, as I said, tomorrow is going to be The Empire Strikes Back. And then next week we'll be doing Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. I'll let you guys know when I'll be doing those. They're going to be on my days off. And then I think the week after that is June. So it'll be back to a regular schedule when I do The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Anyway, if you subscribe to me on YouTube, but you do not follow me on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson. And if you have a Twitch account, head over there right now and we'll try to raid a channel. I didn't know I still had my Twitch account up. I didn't know I still had Safari up. Oh yeah, I did have it up because I wanted to check if that was actually Hello Greedo in the chat earlier on. By the way, yeah, go to twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson and let's raid a channel. Let me drop the link in the YouTube chat. Okay, there you go. Earlier, James Bond 07 says, earlier you mentioned some of your favorite climaxes of all in film, but I'd also include the climaxes of the original Godzilla and The Exorcist. Yeah, the original Godzilla has a great climax as well, but it's just not as intense as with Star Wars or Back to the Future, even King Kong. But yeah, twitch.tv/RealMrRobinson. I will be trying to get back. Come June, I will be back to doing my regular weekend gaming streams. Although this Saturday at 9 a.m., not p.m., I'm gonna do some Batman Arkham City before. No, Arkham City. I'll save that until I get the schedules. Until I get my regular schedule. I'll just do some Battlefront 2 on Saturday. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna try to do a stream Saturday morning on Twitch before I head to work, and then when June comes around, you'll see a more normal schedule. If you follow me on Twitch, but you do not subscribe to me on YouTube, that is youtube.com/The Real Mr. Robinson. That's my main hub of entertainment. Earlier today, I posted a review for Spiral, the 9th Saw movie. Tomorrow, I'm going to be putting up a review for The Mitchells vs. the Machines, which came out a while ago on Netflix, but I have to get a review up because this is a spoiler for the review, but it's my favorite movie of the year. So I cannot wait to talk about it. And, yeah, tune in for, I'll be continuing my Disney reviews. This Wednesday will be The Jungle Book. And then I'm also going to start reviewing all the Fast and Furious movies that I have not reviewed, starting with Too Fast, Too Furious. So keep your eyes open for that. And, yeah, I think that about does it. I'm going to stop the timer since the credits are done. Yeah, if you like what I'm doing on either YouTube or Twitch and you want to help support financially, that is patreon.com/The Real Mr. Robinson. For $1 a month, you can help financially support. But if you want access to exclusive content that no one gets to see, you can pledge $3 or more. But if you can't support me financially in any way, that's fine. Following me on Twitch and subscribing to me on YouTube is good enough. I will take it. And I think that about does it. Let's go ahead and rate a channel. Hang on one second, folks. You guys have any questions? Just random question. Oh, you're taking off Spider's Prime? All right, you have a good night. Yeah, again, twitch.tv/Real Mr. Robinson. Let's try to raid someone if possible. Guys, I still can't believe that Hello Greedo popped into the chat very briefly. That's cool, huh? Oh, you're still here, Spider's Prime. Okay, cool. Hang on. Okay, I'm just gonna do the stream manager because it's easier. It's easier to raid people through that. No, I've rated him a lot, but it's been a while. But let's raid Mr. Revan7, aka Chris Herman from Double Toasted. Again, on people, but it should be good. Anyway, thank you guys. Until next time, this is the Real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one. May the Force be with you.